What kind of money were you making at the time?
I mean, again, it's 1988, and I'm making probably $50,000 a month.
In 88, you're making 50.
So I'm 21 years old.
It's a lot of money in 88.
I'm 21 years old.
What's life like? Have you started partying or not yet?
I'm still living at home. I'm a kid. The partying thing wasn't that important to me because me and my wife, who's my wife now, we've been together since I was 17. So I was already on my way to, trying to get focused on getting engaged and having a family. So partying wasn't important to me. Establishing the career was primary to me.
37 years you've been together with your wife.
Yes, correct.
That's unbelievable.
4 children.
That's incredible.
Ranging in age from 26 to 9.
Holy moly. Good. So you're still working. Good for you. Hard-working family. So you're making 50 a month. You're 21. You're not a party guy. You're staying home. You and your wife, you've been together since 17. You become the branch manager 5 months later. You're doing your thing.
Jordan leaves. He resigns at that point.
Okay, so go from there. So now Jordan leaves.
There's a mass exodus at that point. Now, the mob influence that was there was a legendary Gambino gangster by the name of Joe Butch Correo.
Who was working there?
No, of course not. He's a major gangster. But the firm is on record with him.
Okay, got it.
So the way it went down is there are 2 principals of the firm. Their names were Freddie Gagliardo and Johnny Perfetti. And the 2 of them, the way they dressed, the way they looked, the way they carried themselves, you could see gangster personification. So this was my first direct association as, a businessman with the mob. Although it's been an influence on me since I'm a baby, now it's directly with me, and I'm running the show here. So what happens is the security regulators ban them from the industry. So they get asked to leave.
This is F.D. Roberts?
Yes.
Okay.
So after they step down, a fella down here in Florida by the name of Lenny Tucker, legendary trader, he steps in as chairman, and he's the one that promotes me to branch office manager.
So F.D. Roberts stays intact.
Yeah.
Except the people that were involved with the mob, they step away.
They had to. They were banned from the industry.
Got it. Okay.
And I guess the prerequisite was the firm can remain open if those 2 fellas step away.
Makes sense.
So Joe Butch Correo's son, Vincent, was an employee there. The day I met him, I said, "What do you do for a living?" Big guy, too. He shows me his business card. I said, "Assistant to the chairman of the board." I said, "Okay." So I looked at this. I said, "I'm going to take this place over. This is mine. I'm Italian. Nobody can work like I do. Nobody knows this industry like I do. This was built for me." I had one requisite, and that's I want to open up in Lower Manhattan. I want to be on Wall Street. So ultimately, we do open up on Wall Street. We were there 2 months. The feds raided the place. The place was closed down. And that was the end of that. So the whole thing lasted maybe 14, 15 months.
So the 50K month lasted 14, 15 months at 21. Right. Did you do time or no?
No, I was not party to any criminal liability because my time there, we had done no initial public offerings, no IPOs.
Now, at that time, were you licensed? Are you Series 7?
I was licensed,
okay,
yes.
Got it.
I got my license there.
You got your license at F.D. Roberts. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go to Lower Manhattan, you want your branch, couple months later, boom, what happens next?
We're overlooking the Hudson. We had the most gorgeous office. We were ready to rock and roll, and then it ended. When it did end, I was skiing up in Hunter Mountain in upstate New York, and I got a call from my mother who told me that the FBI had just come to the house wanting to talk to me. Telling her, "Tell your son to get home immediately, he's going to be indicted." This is for F.D. Roberts. I get an attorney, I go to 2 Gateway Plaza in Newark, New Jersey, and I walk in. There are 3 FBI agents, 2 agents for the Securities Exchange Commission, 2 from the NASD, 2 postal inspectors, and 2 representatives for the New Jersey Bureau of Securities. So they get me in this room and they corner me, asking me to wear a wire to testify against Freddie Gagliardo, Joe Butch Correo, Johnny Perfetti. And I said, "Am I being charged today with anything?" And they said, "No." I said, "Conversation's over." Got up, walked out, never heard another word. So it was a bluff. I called him out on the bluff, and I was fine. So next, after I leave F.D. Roberts, and this is where Jordan and our paths cross again, interesting enough. If you looked at a breakdown of my securities license, you'll see after F.D. Roberts, there were 2 other firms that I signed on for. As I signed on, both of them subsequently closed within days of me going there. So I said, okay, I'm done with the small firms. I'm going back to the big firms. There was a major Wall Street firm, been around 100 years, called Gruntle. Gruntle at the time was the 3rd largest insurance company in the world.
Insurance company?
Yes, but they had a broker-dealer.
Got it.
So I went to work in an office there. I get a call from Barry Gesser. Barry Gesser is Jordan Belfort's right-hand man.
At Stratton, or?
I didn't know at the time. but I believe it was Stratton Security. It's owned by a fella by the name of Jim Terramina. Barry calls me, he says, Sal, what are you doing? You're at Gruntle. Are you crazy? Gruntle's like Merrill Lynch. You can't own Merrill Lynch. Let me tell you what I'm doing. You remember Jordan? So I said, yeah. He said, okay, I'm buying Stratton Securities. Jordan's buying a company called Oakmont out in Long Island. We're going to merge the companies. We want you to own. We want you to run the Manhattan operation with the possibility of being national sales manager. I said, let me come meet you. I drive into Manhattan. He's living at Trump Park, which made an impression on me, too.
Who's he? Jordan is?
Barry Gesser.
Barry is,
I never see Jordan, nor do I talk to him, and I never did to this day. So I drive to Trump Park. Barry's in his apartment. I walk in, and I said, Barry, there's no way in the world you're getting me this early unless you pay me up front. He says, what do you want? I said, $35,000, cash up front. He says, done. Meet me at the office tomorrow. We'll go over all the terms. I went there. I signed an agreement. He gave me the check. I said, I'll start on Monday. I deposited the check. In those days, checks took forever to cash. Ultimately, I start on Monday. On Tuesday, the check bounces. I says, Barry, you got to be kidding me, man. How do you let this check bounce? I mean, I'll leave in 3 seconds. You got to make good on this. Ultimately, he gives me another check, or I redeposit it. I don't remember. It bounces again. Now he's with Jordan in an office in Long Island. I drive there like a raving lunatic, and I'm banging on doors. Nobody will see me. Nobody will talk to me. I take a bat. I go under the building into the garage where his little red Mercedes convertible is, and I beat that car from beginning to end, from the sides to the windows to the mirrors, and just destroyed the car, left, and never again heard from Barry Gesser or Jordan Belfort again. So that was it. And I had no dealings with Jordan there, only Barry.
That's literally the story.
That is the truth.
Okay,
that was 1989.
So 89 at this point, so the $35,000 check bounces twice. You go destroy car.
They go on to merge Stratton Oakmont and then become Stratton Oakmont Securities.
Has he blown up yet? Has Jordan blown up yet?
No, I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even know. And I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, and I'm not starting any fights. I've never even heard of them. I don't even know what they did. It wasn't like, the most popular firm on the street. They were buried in Long Island doing their thing. But the Wolf of Wall Street, I don't know anything about that.
You've seen the movie, though?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you didn't know nothing about the stories of the parties, any of that stuff?
No, but that was the norm. That was going on all over
Yeah, but you were not
Wall
in the
Street.
scene either. So it's not like you were in the scene partying because you were more a guy that was a married guy.
No, but my office was. In
Okay,
other
I
words,
got you.
Once I blew up and did my thing, like we did the midget bowling.
That was you.
Yeah, but whether or not he did it too, I can't tell you whether he did. I remember a couple of my guys heard it on Howard Stern, because Howard Stern had the midget bowler. So they had a party one day in the office and they did it. And I remember that the dwarfs with the helmets on, they kept banging into the elevator. So these guys were all crazy. So I was around it. I just didn't encourage it, promote it, or participate in most of it.
But your guys did it.
All of them did it. Yeah, we had a ball.
What was it? What you pay these? You pay them to do it? Like, how does that work? It's like, hey,
there was a
$200 to.
There was a service that provided this. So yeah,
that's a business model.
Yeah.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.